Greetings, art connoisseurs and tubers, it's Drew. Time for another installment of the CPMA. That's the California Picken Museum of Art, where I show you individual examples of fine art and antiquities from my own private collection. So let's go to this incredible find today, guys. This has been a long time part of my collection. I'm in macro setting right now, so give me a second while I pull back and turn it over. It's going to get a little, sorry, didn't want to make you dizzy there, but it's going to be kind of blurry out here. But what this is, well, you guys tell me what you think this is. I'll give you a second. Any guesses? Alright, so what this appears to be is a solid wood plank that serves as a printing block. Asian printing block. I believe this to be Chinese. I'm not an expert, but I believe this to be Chinese. Just because it's so dense and so profusely carved right here. And this is for printing some type of book, I believe. And the reason I think it's a book is because there's different pages separated with, I believe this to be a spine. Now right now you're seeing the characters sideways. In reality, that's a book right there. That's 2 pages of a book. This is another 2 pages of a book, separated by, I believe, a spine right there. That would make sense. And I believe that this is the title of the book, or what it contains. And there's a little symbol below it. These, I believe, are Chinese characters. And it's just, what can I say? It's just one of the finest carvings that I've ever seen, much less own. And it's just phenomenal. What can I say? This is before the invention of the x-acto knife. And each one of these characters, which there's thousands of them, are individually carved by hand. And look at the complexity on these characters. That is just psychotic. I call that psychotic. Now, somebody would have to have an amazing amount of patience. And what always blows me away with this, and I'm going to turn it this way again, is it floors me. What happens when the artist gets to the end, and let's say he messes up, he or she messes up and breaks a little piece off. You can't go back. Carving is about subtraction. So you can't add to the board. Once you cut it away, that's it. So that always blows me away about how precise this is. And anybody who's familiar with the perfect game in baseball, or shooting a 59 in golf, or bowling a 300 game in bowling, this is comparative to those sports in that this is an absolute perfect game. The artist completed this work without making one error, because these are representing characters and they have to be done perfectly to get the point across, because this is their language. Now, here's another fascinating fact, okay? This blows me away. Alright, so not only, okay, so I'm going to turn it this way. There's the 2 pages. That's carved right side up. Okay, so we, I think, are looking at it right side up. Now, the reason I say right side up, the Chinese and Japanese also, their characters have little shapes of houses, like little roofs on them. Little tiny little roofs, and then little legs that come down and splay out. I'm not sure if I'm getting any of those on this one, but that's usually, you can tell the top of a character, it looks like a little house. If you turn it upside down, it's incorrect. you have to look to see where that little house shape, the little pitched roof on the house goes, and then you can kind of tell the top of the character. Now, I'm no expert, but then you go down to here. The artist has to now turn the characters this way and carve them on this side, because when this is printed, you want the pages all to go together. So now we're looking at the characters right side up over here. Not only that, you guys, now here's the mind blower, if that wasn't enough. Each character has to be carved backwards, in reverse, so that when you print it, it prints forward. So this artist, if he's used to writing these characters, let's say with ink, he has to think of each one of these characters backwards in his mind first, and then he has to put it down and carve it out of this solid piece of wood. Now I'm going to give you a shot going this way so you can see that it's different layers. All the characters are on one layer, and then this is all the recessed parts. There's a big space. I believe that's a gap between the two pages as they're printed. This is most likely the seam, and the name right there with this little symbol. Now, I'm not sure if this is Confucianism, or if this is a Bible. It's a possible early Bible, and I'm just not sure. But one little indication that kind of makes me think that it could be a Bible is this right here. There's a cross right there and another cross. So you get to the end of this page and there's a cross and another cross and then a little symbol after that. So I'm not sure if this is an early Bible from China or possibly even Japan. I just don't know. So we're just going to have this looked at by an appraiser one of these days. But I love having this hanging on my wall. It's just one of the greatest wood carvings that I've ever seen in my life. And there are individual little cuts. Now, I want you guys to look at the cuts. They're not just straight down to the board, to the lower layer. They're angled, they're curved, they're compound, they're complex. And they have to do that to make sure that the little slivers don't chip away. You need to angle the lines, the very fine lines like this one right here, down to the board, but leave enough underneath to support it. And they do that by angling. So each one of these cuts is angled. And of course, as I said, he's thinking backwards. He's carving backwards. And he's doing it flawlessly. This is the perfect game. The 58 in golf. I don't think that's ever been done. But this is a perfect thing. Now, when you guys watch California Pickin', you know you're always, in store for some surprises. So this is no different. So what happens when I turn the board over? What's on the back side of this, guys? What are we going to see? More carving. Another 4 pages of solid characters carved into this board precisely, with such precision, just mind-blowing. What can I say? It's one of the finest things I've ever seen much less owned. And so yeah, I just am floored by this work. And this could be an important book. This could be a Bible. I just don't know. This could be Confucianism. I just don't know. But this little cross there doesn't look Asian to me. So I'm just wondering, what do you guys think? Do you think this is... And if there's any experts that read Chinese or Japanese, let me know what that title says right there. I believe that's right side up correctly this now. Of course, when it hangs on my wall this way, the text is sideways. So anyways, I thought you'd like that. Please share on Google Plus and Facebook, and go check out my Facebook page, The California Picker, and hit like if you would. And come on back to the CPMA, the California Picking Museum of Art, and I'll be showing you some other great examples from my collection, guys. All right, guys? All right, just keep on picking your fine art. Cheers now.